I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, September the 17th, brought to you by Real Max Herd Health Programs. They're known for three things: low cost per head per day, backed up by the Coast Guard consumption guarantee, also known for hay and forage savings from 15 to 30%, and finally fertility. Northern Feedlots dig in on Wednesday, and they decided that they weren't going to take any less, and they don't want to take the same. You had packers up there in the northern part of the feedlot areas offering to call in at steady money, which would be about 103, and we ended up seeing 103 trade in the southern plains, but the guys in the north thought that they needed a little more, and they probably do, definitely do. Most of them were priced up close to where the board was at, 106 to 107, and you know, your packers were sure not willing to do anything like that. We're in the second half of September, and that's an October board, and it's not unreasonable for your northern feedlots to want something similar to that. You know, they've got their show lists under control. Weights are still kind of big, but the head counts are well under control. You know, they sell that stuff by the pound, but you got to slaughter it by the head. And they just wanted a little bit, you know, more money there, and they might end up getting it as we go forward. I don't know. Board was off a little bit on Wednesday. Not sure which way it's going to head from here, but you know, the main reason also that your board kind of stalled out on live cattle is because it's so far out in front of cash. You know, we were sitting with a market that was really at 101. They had some 102 late last week, but really at 101. Hadn't traded any 103 today until in the afternoon on Wednesday. But you know, you had your board up there close to 107, and you know, people that were watching things and people in Chicago thought, boy, that doesn't seem to hardly measure up. And being as hard as it is to gain any ground on your cash fat cattle market, they weren't encouraged to keep pushing on the board any more than that. Let's talk about the board on Wednesday. Your October live cattle futures were down 37 cents on the close at 106.72. December up 37 cents at 111.95. Going out from there, and they didn't do a whole lot, down a nickel to up 22 cents. Feeder cattle, now they come off quite a bit. One reason they come off is because corn was up 5 3/4 cents for a new crop December there, but let's look at your feeder cattle for September, down $1.17 at 140.5, which is right in line with what your index is, and that is a September current month spot right there. So they're going to have to meet up here before long. And that September contract, although it's not heavily traded, it will stick really close to what your index levels are now for the next couple of weeks till it's done. October down 127 at 142.42. Going out from there, down 27 cents to down 105 on your far out fronts. Fat cattle trade, like I mentioned, Iowa and Nebraska, they just kind of dug in and they bulled up and said, no, we're not going to take any less than that. You know, you guys can just keep talking about that steady money or that less money than what we got last week, and we'll just sit right here. And you've got some of those regional plants in the north. They're definitely going to need some cattle. Your majors act like they don't need cattle, but it's funny, whenever they do buy some, they'll take delivery of them here pretty quick. But Iowa, only 200 head confirmed for Wednesday. They've only got about less than 350 head confirmed for the entire week, and we're through the middle part now. There'll be some trade here on Thursday, but not sure how much. But those 200 head in Iowa sold it around at 103. Which most of everybody else didn't want to take that. Nebraska has had no confirmed sales, direct fed cattle market, cash negotiated so far this week. That is unbelievable. You know, give those guys credit for digging in. I hope they get 107. If they don't, I hope they get 106, for sure 105. But don't settle for the 102 or 3. You can get more than that. Kansas, they got the 103, and they thought, gosh, it's been so long since we've had a market that's mostly $1 to mostly $2 higher. We better go ahead and take it. We've got some big cattle to move. Texas did the same thing, 103. Box beef cutout values down again. Choice cuts on Wednesday afternoon, 215.38, down 71. Selects 204.51, down $1.77. Your ground beef is really dropping, and is as high as it was, as escalated as it was during the worst of the COVID and the panic buying, because typical people, that's the only thing they know how to cook when it comes to beef anyway, is hamburger meat. But it's continued to drop quite a bit, and one main reason is because we just don't have food service up and running, as well as we're really getting along because we've got excellent export demand and we've got good retail demand. If we could get our food service going back in, if we would open these restaurants wide open, most of your fast food restaurants, the drive-thru's open, but you can't go in and sit down. Sometimes when you're traveling, you'd like to go in and sit down, even though there's not much there to offer but a hard stool. But it's nice to get to stop for a little bit and get in and sit down. And a lot of people just keep driving or make them a sandwich on the way. But your slaughter has been pretty encouraging, and it's going good. 360,000 through Wednesday. I can't compare with last week because of the holiday, but compared to a year ago, up 4,000 heads, so pretty good. What else is going on? I want you guys to take notice of a bull sale, production sale out in California. The 10th annual Mid-Valley Bull Sale. It's going to be in Oakdale, California, at Farmers Livestock Market there. It's the Amador and Schaefer families, Angus operations right there. It's going to be on Friday, September the 18th at 1 o'clock local Pacific time, or 3 o'clock out here in the central part. But you can tune in, view, and bid right from the comfort of your home, your tablet, your pickup, wherever you want to be. The one main reason to tune in there, got Rick Machado auctioneering. We're not even going to charge you to listen to him, but he's worth the price of admission no matter what it would be. But that's a real reputation deal right there in the 10th annual sale. It's going to be put on by the Western Video Market crew for DV Auction. Jay-Z Neeson out there, give him credit. He's got a big horse sale coming up the next day after that, and I've never seen him work so hard. Been out in Ogallala, Nebraska this week already, and I tell you what, he's just going like a barred mule. Let's talk about your feeder cattle markets. Real-time index on DV Auction late on Wednesday at 140.33, up 27 cents. Let's talk about your big sales, high volume sales. OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma, 6,400 head, counting the calves and everything. Last week they had a pretty good sale. A lot of other big high volume sales on Monday were closed, so it was really the first big test of the market, and it was mostly $2 higher last week than the previous week. This week, your feeder steers weighing under 9, $4 to $6 higher. Those weighing over 9, $1 to $3 higher. Wow, that's very, very impressive right there, guys. Your calves not well tested there. But look at this market report. Your heifers were higher too. Look at your best tested weights there, and I want you to concentrate on the steers. Look how many of these steers, and most all these true yearlings, because this is just on Wednesday's sale. And it's amazing to me how El Reno can separate out the calves and the yearlings. Really, no matter what the weight is, sell all the calves on Tuesday and all the yearlings on a Wednesday. But to look at these big yearling feeders here, how about 926 head in the 7-weight category? They averaged 759 pounds at 140.12. That was nearly $4 higher, so can't argue with the trend there. And look here, talk about a test on 8-weight feeder steers. 1,600 head of them through the ring at OKC West. They averaged 854 pounds with an weighted average price there of $137.09. That is the market, guys, for middle 8-weight steers. That was up $4, over $4.50 compared to last week, and it was $2 higher last week. Excellent market at El Reno, Oklahoma. Winter Livestock, Dodge City, Kansas, 2,200 head there. Feeder steers weighing 600 to 900 pounds $3 to $4 higher. Those weighing over 9, $8 to $10 higher. Can you believe that? And that's a little bit confusing because just south of there, Del Reno, the cattle weighing over 9 weren't as much higher as the bulk of your feeders, but they were even higher in Dodge City, Kansas, and that they must have had some northern inners come down in there bidding on those heavier feeders there. But feeder heifers, $4 to $5 higher. Good market, winter livestock, Dodge City. How about some individual quotes from around the circuit there? Bloomfield, Iowa, Bloomfield Livestock Market, the Schooley family right there had a heck of a sale, and they're selling lightweight calves high. 91 head, 479 pound fancy steers, 191 and a quarter. How about Emporia Livestock Sales, Emporia, Kansas? You know, I don't know that I've given them an individual quote before, and it's not the time for cattle to be coming off the Flint Hills, but they sold some big steers high. Vic and Brady right there sold 58 head, 989 pound steers, guys, $135. Emporia, Kansas. How about Torrington Livestock Markets? Heck of a sale there on Wednesday. Torrington sold 195 head, 858 pound steers at 154. And then I've got a bigger quote than that, mostly due to head count, but listen to this. Stockman's Livestock Market, Yankton, South Dakota. Yes, they have a hell of a fat cattle sale, but they sell feeder cattle too. 318 head, 990 pound steers, 139 and a quarter. That's your feeder flash for Thursday.